Hey everyone, this is Kanal Thomas with Black Man Travels. Just happily to get this conversation going. I had the great pleasure to actually have a special invited guest. This is a good friend of mine that I've known in the travel game for quite a while. I think we've known each other since 2015, and we've been part of many WhatsApp group. We even met in DR and Colombia. He's a true professional indeed. Makes six figures easy, easy. A bona fide expat and a world traveler. He just recently got back from Africa where he actually traveled to 10 different countries in 30 days in Africa. That's very impressive while working digitally. Now tell me, like, how can someone travel to 10 different countries in Africa while working as a digital nomad? Well, this gentleman did, and he's going to share that experience with you guys. Everyone, please welcome Marcus, better known as Fatboy Travels. Welcome aboard, Marcus.
Hello, hello.
Hey, man, how you doing? Welcome back, man.
Thank you. I don't know if it's welcome back. I'm currently in Santo Domingo right now.
I know. Well, welcome back to the Western Hemisphere because you was just out of nowhere, and like every time I was following you on Facebook, man, I'm like, man, where you? You know, one minute you in South Africa, next minute you in Zimbabwe, next minute you're in this place. So you were constantly moving around, man.
Yeah, I try to keep it pushing. I actually got to give credit to my cousin. He's the one who decided to go to Africa for a couple months, for a month, and hit all those countries. We've done it before in Eastern Europe, where we just hit a bunch of countries over a month and just keep going every couple of days in a new country. So
So walk us through the process of being able to move like that to cover so many countries in so little time. Like, do you normally spend a couple of days, 4 days within a place, then pick up and go? Do you check your bag? Are you more of a backpacker? Just give us a quick rundown and how you travel overseas, especially like multiple countries in one trip.
well, you try to go light as possible. It's hard for me because usually I'm carrying a couple laptops or a tablet. So I try to do two bags. If I can, I have two carry-ons, like a laptop bag and a small carry-on. My cousin, he may do a backpack and like a little duffel bag, but try to go light as possible. And then yeah, every couple of days you're in a new country, so you usually spend 2 3 days in a country. Sometimes you might expand it out to 4 or 5, depending on where you're at. But you yeah, just keep moving. Usually in middle of a 30 day section, about week two, it starts to wear on you. You know what I'm saying? So it does take some endurance to keep going, keep pushing. And some days you might hit a country you expect to party in, but you're just so tired, you just say, I'm just gonna kick back for a while, for a couple of days, and then you just back on the move and keep going. So it really depends.
Wow. Now, like when you guys plan these type of trips, multiple countries in one major trip, how do you guys plan it? Like, do you guys know ahead of time as far as what countries you're gonna go to, what city? Like, what's the planning process behind it? Because a lot of guys, when they plan their travels, they don't put a lot of emphasis on their planning. And you and I are kind of somewhat in the same industry. A lot of time and effort goes to researching and planning. So, what would you say for someone who's interested in going to multiple countries in one big trip? How should they approach their planning strategy?
Well, I gotta be honest. A lot of the planning is it goes to my cousin, uh,
Okay.
in the logistics field. So
Shout
he,
out to you, cousin.
yeah, cousin Blue.
Oh,
Uh,
Blue? What? Blue was with you?
yeah, yeah.
Man, all right. Well,
He
all
like
right.
he's in the business field, so he likes to travel. So he likes to plan. So he usually comes up and says, "All right, this is the place you're gonna go." And he looks and gives a list of countries. I look at the list of countries. I say, "All right, you should probably hit here first, hit there, based on where it's at." And then we look at tickets, flight prices, what the flight, and lay it out. This time in Africa, we looked at flight prices. So flight prices to get there was about a little bit over 1,000. And then
Mm,
once we're inside the country, it gets cheaper to fly country to country in Africa. So
yeah.
once you're in there, I think we probably spent probably another 1,000, a little bit over 1,000, traveling inside the country. And then you look at, okay, where are we going to stay? All right,
Yeah.
so it's Airbnbs and hotels. He's a Diamond Hilton member, so some places,
Okay, luxury.
yeah, some places stay in Hilton, some
So
places stay
yeah,
in
that was my next question
Airbnb.
to you. Is like when you guys pick up and go to another country, do you guys already know what hotel or what Airbnb you plan to stay and already booked, or you kind of do it like the night before you leave?
That's already set up. So pretty much flight plans and where you're going to stay is already set up for the most part.
Got
Now,
it.
occasionally we ran into some issues where we might, like a day before we leave, the owner of the Airbnb might hit us up. For some reason, it happened in Africa a lot, more than often. Like the day before you get there, the Airbnb said, "Oh, something happened with the Airbnb. I'm gonna switch you to another place." But the other place isn't listed on Airbnb, so they're trying to, play the game to get a little bit of extra money.
Hmm.
Um, he has a little bit more patience with that than me. I just tell him go ahead and cancel. We'll find something else. Right? I don't play that, so I just say cancel. So that happened to us like 2 3 times over there.
Wow.
So we had to cancel in the last minute, end up somewhere else. But you got to be flexible sometimes.
I mean, that's something I've learned when I actually flew to South Africa back in 2017. I was flying between Johannesburg and Cape Town, and I noticed that just getting there cost the most. I think I spent about $800 to fly from Atlanta to Johannesburg. But once I got to Johannesburg, flying within the country was like $40, $60, like one way.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's cheap once you get over there. Like I said, country hopping. And then, like I said, last year, the last year, the year before that, we were in Europe. And we took the train, so
okay, okay.
just took the train all around Eastern Europe. So
Now, for someone like yourself who travels quite a bit, I mean, you're a very active traveler. You're not one of these once a year travel type of guy. You live it. I mean, you have all the receipts to back it up. I've seen it personally, and of course, I've met you in Colombia and DR. We both work. We're both are digital nomads. How do you prepare your trip while working remotely?
really, it just
Especially with the time zone. I'm curious to know how do you deal with that?
yeah. So I look at a time zone with Africa. I'm working pretty much second shift, so around about 3 in the afternoon to about 11 12. This time in Africa, as I was actually working two jobs, two remote jobs at the same time.
Wow.
Um, and so I was logging in around about 2 3 and 11, and I also um, set up all my email and Microsoft Teams stuff on my phone. So in case I do go out during the day, I'm always connected and I got my phone with me. One another thing I also travel with, I have a global hotspot. I bought that. That's like $100 and some odd dollars.
Uh,
So I have a global hotspot. So
with which carrier did you buy that with?
it's on Amazon. It's a global carrier. It's a little bit more expensive than another carrier. However, the one I have, you can go through the global carrier, but you also can get a local SIM and put a SIM card in and use the local carrier
Got
too.
it.
So it doesn't work in every country. So that's where you get the local SIM and put it in. But that hotspot saves you a lot of money when you're out on the road or you may not
Yeah.
have a laptop. I can plug in my digital hotspot, connect it to my phone, and I can take a meeting or I can, send an email or something like that when I'm out. So
Um, I kind of do the same thing when I'm traveling. I have everything connected to my phone, so whenever I get an Outlook email or anything, or I need to jump on a Zoom call, I can do it through my phone. And I always make sure that I always upgrade my phone plan to have as much data as possible, but also having much access.
yeah,
The time zone thing, that's still tricky for me, man, because sometimes I don't feel like working because I'm so much exploring that I don't really take the time to figure it out. So I'll just take the days off, which kind of sucks because as a contractor, you don't get paid for it.
yeah.
So for every hour you don't work, you don't get paid.
So what I generally do, like I'm on a salary position right now.
Okay, okay.
What I generally do is I have a block of time that I can use. So what I did in this trip, the first 2 weeks, I just took off, right? The second 2 weeks, I was really working. So like I said, I was doing a salary position and I was doing a contract position at the same time.
Wow.
So the first 2 weeks, I just took off from both positions. The second 2 weeks is when I start going back. But even in the second 2 weeks, I may take a day off here if I want to go do a tour, if I'm in
Yeah.
right? Or if I have blocks of time that I don't have any meetings, I'll just go out during the block of time during the middle of the day and just go do whatever I want to do, and then come back and log back in.
Great, great, great. So Max, is before we segue to the big African connection, what tip would you give someone? I mean, someone like yourself who's been doing the digital nomad, working remotely for quite some time. What tips would you give a newbie, someone that's interested in doing something similar to what you're doing, and how they should conduct themselves as a digital nomad?
Well, first I gotta say, you gotta know your time zones, right? So before I go anywhere, I look to see, okay, what time, because I'm usually working on East Coast time.
Hmm.
What time is 8, 9 in the morning over there? I said when I went to look at Africa, okay, 8, 9 in the morning is like 2, 3 in the afternoon. So I know 2, 3 in the afternoon, I need to be logging in or I need to be available to my job, right? Also, you gotta hopefully you can get a job where it doesn't require you to be on camera, all right? So my first position, I don't have to be in camera pretty much anytime. So I can log in from whatever. I have a T-shirt on. I can be on the beach, whatever. As long as there's no background noise, I ain't got to log into my camera, right? Like I said, with the second position, working on contract, I was experimenting um, a little bit, working 2 jobs at the beginning of this year. So it only lasted 6 months. So they actually let me go at the end of July, but I still got 6 months in, right? 6 months in, so paycheck still good. Uh,
It's I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no. I was gonna tell you that I'm in the process of getting another contract, so I'll be working 2 contracts myself, and
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking forward to it, man. Like, and both contracts pay very, very, very well. But the
yeah.
thing is now is managing my time. So if I do decide to travel, it'll probably be more weekend trips until the contract ends.
No,
But
you can do no, you can do it. Fly on the weekends and then during the
yeah,
work. The
yeah,
biggest thing is
because
you got to look at your calendar and your meeting track.
hmm
So
and
if both
and
companies are on Microsoft Teams, right? You
good.
can put both calendars overlap each other. So you can look at one calendar and see, okay, this job has this meeting, this job has this meeting, right? And that helps me a lot when I'm looking at, okay, what times do I need to be on? What times do I have overlapping meetings? Then I can judge, okay, I can just log into this meeting and have it run while I be active in this meeting over here, right? So you start to look, bounce back and forth, and you start to look at your schedule, right? So you say, okay, I got this block of time here. Do I need to do anything for this job during that block of time? Can I just take this block of time off? Right. So that's key when you're working 2 positions, right? Especially 2 remote positions. You have to keep track of your time, and
Yes.
then know what time zone you're working in, right? For example, my first job was in East Coast time. My second job was in Central time. So I knew, okay, East Coast time, I'm an hour ahead. So an hour ahead, I can get more stuff done for this job. But then when the other job starts, I gotta split my time a little bit, right? So I see you got a question on kind of business I'm in. I'm currently a project manager slash agile coach. So I was doing agile coaching for both positions. So that's more like project management methodology.
Hmm.
So agile coaching, there's a lot of remote jobs right now. So it goes in a vein of Scrum, knowing being a Scrum master, being a project manager, Scrum master, product owner, product manager, agile coach. And so those are the types of roles that I kind of do and kind of coach. So there's a lot of remote positions, and it usually deals with technology, but it can also
Hmm.
deal with marketing and things like that. So
Yeah.
the type of roles that I do.
Yeah, my background is kind of similar to yours. I do have a project management certification, PMP, back in 2008, but I'm more on the marketing side. But we do utilize the agile project management ways of doing things, campaign management. So I totally understand. And yes, guys, there's tons of jobs out there, tons of remote jobs, and at least the starting hourly pay, depending on your skill level, starts at least $75.
Yeah, it's usually 75, but me,
Yeah.
because I got years in the business, I don't really talk to anybody for less than $100 an hour.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's the bottom.
I'll tell you this, Marcus. I'm there. I'm there now. I remember when we first talked about. I was like, hey, how the hell can I not do that? And now I'm there, man. And like whenever I talk to a recruiter, I tell them, hey, minimum 100, minimum. And if it's a short term project, if it's like less than 6 months, I'll say, okay, give me 130. If it's more than 6 months, I'll say, okay, I'll take less because the contract's a lot longer. But if it's a short contract and I got to commit three months to less than 6 months, then you know what, I'm going to request more, and you'd be amazed they'll pay you.
Yeah,
Of course, the recruiters are going to try to like
it's all
lowball you as possible.
yeah, it's all about knowing your market and
Yeah.
knowing your work, right? Knowing, I always tell everybody, especially college students or new kids coming into the field, research the positions and the companies that are asking for the
Yes.
positions. Don't waste your time getting a degree just to get a degree. Have a plan. What are these companies asking for, right? What certifications are they asking for? And lay out a plan to get those certifications so that now I just don't go out the field with a business degree. I go out the field with specific certifications companies are asking for. So I have a greater market and greater ability to get a job.
I agree. And right now, there's a growing demand for the clouds within the cloud space. So if you're looking to like getting any cloud certification, that's a guaranteed job.
Yeah.
So it really, guys, do your research. Again, I'm not advocating to just go overseas and just find a bullshit, job in that country, or a remote job that pays $25 an hour. No, you could actually make six figures easy while working remotely and traveling if you do your research. And of course, apply yourself. I mean, Marcus has done an amazing job as far as getting all his certifications. I've gotten mines. So look into the industry to find out what's hot. What's the growing demand right now, especially as we continue to getting more into technology and automation. Find out what like the hot certifications out there that you could get, and where you can work, and where you can work remotely.
Yeah.
So
So there's another question. Do I teach this business? I definitely can consult you, right? I'm certified to um, do training courses. So I definitely can consult you on what you need to get, what you need to do. You can hit me up. Yes, there are certifications that you can target. Um, it just depends, right? I've helped other people get in the field in the industry. If you're looking to do something what I do, the first one is probably the Scrum Master certification. There's some Scrum Master certification you can get that don't require any experiential component. You just take the class, take the test, and you can get a Scrum Master, right? But it's knowing what they're going to ask on the interview and getting your foot in the door. That's going to be the hardest part.
I agree. I totally agree. And guys, when we say the IT field, it doesn't have to be as technical as you think. You don't have to become a programmer. You could get on the business side of IT as well. There's a huge demand of understanding the business of IT. I'm on the business side. So there's ways you could actually get into the industry where you could still make more than six figures easy, work multiple contracts, and still, travel the world while making bank.
Yeah,
So you don't have to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm on
Go
the
ahead, Marcus.
management side. I haven't coded a day of my life, but I understand. I understand when they talk in technical terms. Just understanding the concept, conceptually, what needs to happen, and what the
Correct.
timelines are. Right, that's more important than actually having the code right on the computer. Now, some people like coding. You can always learn how to coding. Not saying don't have to do it, but you don't have to code to get into IT field.
I agree. I totally agree. Oh, hey, Marcus, tell us about this Fatboy Travels, man. This cool logo. Tell me about that.
It's a new concept I came up with. I said, I'm throw my hat in the travel ring because of all the travel that I'm doing. I said, I'm gonna, put something together, try to capitalize on it, right? If you follow me on Facebook, I post a lot of pictures. I have a lot of content, right? Went back through my pictures. I got like over 1,000 some odd pictures and videos of the PG stuff, right? And
This
you get
traveler has tons of receipts, guys. He's
uh,
not just talking. he has the receipts. If you follow him on Facebook and Instagram, you'll see all the pictures, especially the food. Especially the food. I mean, it seems like you're a foodie.
Yeah, I do enjoy like nice steak, nice, some wine, some drink. When I'm out traveling, I take advantage of the dollar, how far the dollar stretches. So, I got a lot of content, and so I just said, I'm gonna utilize my content to see if I can
Good.
put something together and get it out there. So, I got the logo, I got the website, we got some nice T-shirts. Actually, your T-shirt and your hat is in the mail, so you should be getting it here sometime in the next week or so.
Oh,
Um,
thanks, man.
so,
Thank you, man.
so we're gonna just, try to promote it. Support your boy. Go buy a hat. Hats only $25. You can afford that, right? We got bags. We got T-shirts. We got even iPhone covers. We got mugs. You name it. So, I wanted to put something together that's, not like everybody else's. A little bit different. Also, a little bit more quality. When you go to the website, you'll see. So, I'm just trying to do something different, trying to capitalize on, a passion that I like.
I mean, again, you are one of the few people that I know who has the receipts to back up what you're talking about, from professionally and traveling wise. So, guys, I'll vouch for this man. This man is a real deal. If anything, I've been observing how he travels, and I kind of take little tidbits from here and there. And even I've reached out to Marcus for professional advice. Remember, Marcus, I reached out to you trying to get a better idea how I can actually increase my pay and what field I should look into. And Marcus sat me down and walked me through the entire process. So, guys, there's ways you can make money, still travel the world, but yet look fly wearing fat boy gear. So it's some nice shirts and hats in there, man. I like it. And you're right. It's not typical. It's not that typical tacky look that I'm seeing out there.
I don't know if there's somewhere I can put the link to the site. So it's still a little bit under construction. We're getting the social media together as we speak now. So we got the Twitter and the Instagram too. So
What I want to do for you, Marcus, because you're my boy, I want to plug your store on my website. So we'll talk offline. Maybe I could create a banner on the website where there's a link to the store. So just, I mean, I've known you quite a while, man, and we hung out a few times. So this is my token of appreciation, man. I wouldn't mind plugging you on the website. And like I said, we'll talk offline. I'll create a banner somewhere and just, help drive traffic to your website, bro.
It is appreciated. It is appreciated.
That's all good. So now, man, let's talk about Africa, man. So my first question is, how were the ladies in each country, man? And what were the difference between the ladies in each of those countries? That's my first question. I want to open that up, then I'm going to the other stuff.
Well, the ladies are always nice, right? So we get the American privilege in most places. So the fact that you speak different, we speak with an American accent. They speak with more of an English twang, right? English. So you stand out from that aspect, right? Just walking the street, you're not going to stand out too much. Most people are black, so you look, until they see your American swag, the way you dress is a little bit different. So you pique their curiosity, all right?
So does it? So, and again, I'm asking a lot of questions while you're talking because I want to know, while you out there in the country, can they tell that you're not one of them by looking at you or the way you carry yourself?
For the most part, yeah. Like I said, because you dress different, right? You dress different, you look different, you got different swag. Even by looking at them, right? You can look at them and they can tell that you're different because you may have a beard. Most of the guys are clean shaven, right? Or if they look at you, you stare them down, right? A lot of people, over there, they don't really stare women down like a lot of guys. So just looking at them a certain way, they say, all right, something's different about this guy. So now I'm a bigger guy. So just being bigger over there, where most people are slim, I stand out anyway, right?
Yeah,
so,
I remember
two big guys walking down the street. We stand out anyway. So
isn't Blue like what 6'4"?
He's not 6'4", but he's about maybe 6'1" or somewhere around there.
Okay, then he looks bigger. He looks a lot taller in those pictures, man.
Yeah, so you got two big guys walking down the street. We stand out regardless. So actually, when we were in Rwanda, just standing on the corner waiting on a ride, people would walk by and just stare you down. Right, just break their neck, staring you down. We actually asked one of the girls there, like, why do people stare? He was like, that's just the culture there. In Rwanda, they just stare people down. Like, coming from the States, people stare you down. You think they want to fight or something. Out there, it's just
Yeah. You know
so
what? It was
serious.
like that. It was like that for me. I went to El Salvador a month ago, and I was walking on the main street, and literally it was a busy traffic. All the cars were just looking at me, and
Yeah,
I'm like, damn. I felt weird a little bit. I'm like, okay, I guess I stood out.
yeah, you just staying out, right? So that was a little bit different. But like I said, the ladies are nice, right? You go out to the club, actually had a nice time out in the clubs, depending on where you go. They still, ladies are ladies, so they're still gonna be looking at the guys popping bottles and all that other stuff, right? So, but you go out, you have a good time, you talk to them, and the ladies are cooperative.
So, which country would you say had the best looking women from your experience, or just overall better experience? Because you did go to South Africa as well. I have experience going to South Africa and I had an amazing time there. But you've been to 10 different countries. So, which country stood out the most and why?
Um, Tanzania was nice. I like that. They had a nice club environment. We didn't get to go to Zanzibar, so uh,
Okay.
I go back and go to Zanzibar just to experience. But Tanzania was nice. Uganda was pretty nice. We didn't go to the club, but still a lot of cooperation there. Um, Kenya, Kenya's nice. We go to Nairobi. A lot of clubs there, a lot of things to do. Like I said, a lot of cooperation. Rwanda, Rwanda was really nice to me. Uh, I had a lot of fun there. Um, so that was nice. And then Zambia, right? Lusaka, a lot of clubs there, a lot of cooperation there. So that was nice to me as well.
Now, how was Zimbabwe? Because like I remember, and when I was in Cape Town, I met a lot of folks from Zimbabwe. How was that experience for you?
So a lot of people from Zimbabwe go down to South Africa to work, right?
Okay.
Actually, my take on Zimbabwe, cool to see, cool to visit. Don't need to go back. The main roads are paved, but outside the main roads, there's a lot of dirt roads, a lot of potholes in the dirt roads. So the infrastructure isn't necessarily where it needs to be. We talked to, actually ran into an executive there. He was like a chairman of a company there, right?
Wow.
So we went out to eat on a Sunday, like a Sunday brunch,
Mhm.
and we went to go pay, but uh, they didn't take like our credit cards. They only took local currency. And so we were scrambling to find, an ATM so we could get some local currency. And sitting right next to us was like this chairman of a company. And he was like, "Hey, are you guys all right? You need any help?" We was like, "Yeah, we trying to pay, but we don't have any local currency." He was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." And he actually paid for our brunch, which ended up being close to like $80 or something like that.
Wow.
And now we got his information, and Western Union him back his money, right? So we make sure we did that, before we left because we still had access to internet. But he was telling us about the infrastructure problems that they were having in Zimbabwe. They're trying to get the hydroelectric power going. It was like, and pretty much when it rains, some of the roads just flat out get washed away because they're dirt roads.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so he was like, yeah, there's, they're trying to bring up investment in the country. It's just slow overall, right? So, um,
Isn't the
you know,
currency is kind of weak right now?
yeah, they actually don't use their local currency. Everyone wants dollars over there right now.
Hmm.
So we were using dollars for the most part, which was shocking when we went to that little brunch spot that they didn't accept dollars, right? And everything is, you would think because they take dollars, things would be cost a little bit less, but everything costs more, right? Everything costs more than what it would be in the States because they're using dollars. right? So it's like, wow, you go out to eat and it'd be like almost 1.5 times more than what you would get in the States.
Wow. Now, I am curious about Bostonia. I can't pronounce it.
What's the name of it?
Starts with a B. Bostaw.
Botswana.
Yeah, but yeah. How was that experience for you? Because I saw that you had that as one of your 10 cities that you visited,
Botswana was interesting.
and I saw the pictures too. Really good.
Yeah, you get a lot of South African vibe. We actually flew in from Johannesburg into Gaborone, which is the capital. Small, very small airport. I think by Air Botswana, which is I think the national airline. I think they only have like 3 planes or something like that. So it's a small airport. Um, it's clean though. It's modern. The main downtown of Gaborone is modern, so they're building stuff up currently. A lot of opportunities for business. It's a small country, so there's not a lot of people there. Not a lot to do during the week. We didn't stay there during the weekend, so I can't tell you how it was on the weekend. But during the week, it's very slow. Uh,
Mm.
but there are, things to do there. We did a tour, city tour. We learned about the history a little bit. Learned about you know, went to see the statues, and the guy was telling us that pretty much they're open for business. As far as agriculture, they import 80% of their food, so they have farmland there. It's just they don't have people to farm the land.
Wow.
So
Because
telling us
majority of
that
people go because majority of the people go to South Africa or they go to the neighboring countries.
no, just because of their history, they used to be an agricultural people, but when
Hmm.
England came in, the history of England, they told everybody they needed to go to school. So everybody went to school to learn English. They got out of school wanting office jobs instead of going back to work in the fields.
Interesting.
So now they have all this land, right? They have a lot of minerals that companies come in. A lot of their downtown was built off diamond money, but they don't have people to tend the fields and do agriculture. So the guy was telling us that there was a period of 2 months where they had no
Hmm.
potatoes in the entire country, right? So now he said they have two potato farmers in the entire country. So things like that. And I wish I knew people that knew industry because that is an open field just to go in and just build whatever you want to build almost from agriculture to mining to telecommunications to anything. All you have to do is go there, go to their business center, talk to them, and the guy was literally like, if you want to do farming, they'll give you a plot of land. Literally give you land to go do something with it. All you have to
Wow.
do is some kind of proposal.
Nice. Nice. Now, were
Yeah.
there any other countries similar to that situation that you went to that
Uh,
had?
Not similar to Botswana, but there are a lot of countries that they want business. All right, they want business, and you'll see a lot of Europeans coming in, a lot of Indians and Chinese coming in, and they're coming in looking to set up businesses, looking to start something there. All right. When we were in Botswana, we were in the Hilton Garden Inn, and all you saw was Europeans, Indians coming in to the hotel, and we were like, "Well, why are they all here? Why are they in Botswana?" Well, they're there to set up businesses, work with the government to build up, the infrastructure there. All right. So I implore you, if you want to go over and start doing Africa, you got some type of skill, might want to look at Botswana.
Hmm. I noticed that when I went to Johannesburg at the airport, I was amazed in the number of Chinese travelers that were in Johannesburg. I was like just walking around the airport. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of Chinese people here.
There's Chinese in Zimbabwe. You see
I was
Chinese
like,
in Zimbabwe.
man, and it was kind of weird because I'm walking around the airport and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of Europeans and there's a lot of Chinese, and all the blacks that were there, the Africans that were working in the store or the taxi drivers. And I was just amazed by that when I was just even like in Johannesburg. I was just like, wow, there's a lot of Asians here. So I mean, that's something to consider, guys. If you're thinking about starting a business overseas, look at these countries, man. They more than likely have a special programs which will assist you to open that business there.
You can go to a lot of them have some sort of business development center. I know Botswana had. You just go into the business development center and they have flyers and materials that they'll give you, telling you about the country, what do they produce, and things like that. And sometimes you can even set up meetings with them and go talk to them. Say, what do you need? All right, what are the things you're looking for? What are the things you need from an industry perspective? And they'll tell you. All right, and sometimes they'll even offer assistance if you can bring something to them. They'll say, okay, this is what we're willing to give you if you can do this.
Right.
Right. So go to these business development centers and get that information and start talking to them. Right.
Marcus, let me ask you this. Right now the traveling game is getting bigger, especially amongst black men. A lot of black men are going to mainly Latin America, and of course, the Power Three. The Dominican Republic, Colombia, Brazil. Why is that? Okay, why not a lot of black men are not traveling to Africa? I mean, for you to cover 10 countries in 30 days is amazing. Why we're not seeing more black men traveling to the continent of Africa?
I think it's a costly. Right. The cost is prohibitive. Right. You can buy a couple $100, get down to the DR or Colombia for a weekend. Right. Versus making an investment to go to Africa, which is going to cost you six, seven, $800. Right. Then it's fear of the unknown. A lot of
Mm,
people aren't going to put the time in to invest to find out where the places to go, what are the things to do, right? And let's be honest, some of the guys just said, "Hey, look, I only get 2 days off. I'm just trying to smash. I want to go and smash something and go back." So it's a lot easier to do that in Latin America than having to take a week off to go to maybe an African country to kind of lay down some roots and find out where to go.
yeah. I remember when I told people I was going to Africa, they were like, the first question is why? Why are you going there? I had this one guy tell me, there's nothing in South Africa. It's crime. I'm going to get robbed. Like all the worst case scenario. This guy was literally downplaying the entire country. And I'm like, well, I got to experience it for myself. And based on what I'm seeing, if a bunch of white folks could go there, I could go there.
Well, the crazy thing is, a couple of years ago when I was in Barcelona, Spain,
Hmm.
and I was in a hotel and just watching CNN, and like every other commercial, they were promoting go to Africa, like
Yeah.
go to Africa, go visit Africa,
In
right?
Spain?
In Spain, like in Europe, right?
Wow.
Every other commercial was African travel, go to Africa, right? So if people knew kind of how nice it was over there, they would probably go over there more. But I think it's preconceived notions that people have about Africa that prevents them from going.
Yeah. And again, like I tell people this all the time, and I even got into like the huge debates with brothers on some of these WhatsApp group. Like some of the baddest women that I've seen were in South Africa, and I kind of put South Africa over Brazil. And when I tell guys this, they're like, you caping or whatever. And I'm like, bro, you be amazed what you see out there, man. And it's all natural. And then the thing is, like, when you out there, once they hear that you speak English and you just have that swag about yourself, you look different based on your size. Man, there's no reason for you not to meet someone. And that's what I mean. That's what I got from it. But also too, the food, the culture. Like, I never had wild game meat until I went to Africa. Like, I had a springbok, I had a wildebeest, I had an ostrich. And I had some other wild game meats, but it was just an amazing experience, and that's why to this day, South Africa is my top three countries. And my goal was to go to Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, and Tanzania, but you remember, the whole pandemic started, so that trip was canceled. But
Yeah.
before that, my initial plan was in 2020 was where to go hit those four eastern countries. But now that's put on hold until further notice.
Well, I'd say Africa is a continent, right? So you got
Yeah,
literally 52, I think 52 countries or something like that.
54.
Yeah, 54 countries. If
Yeah.
you find something you like in 54 countries, something's wrong with you, right? So, yeah. Yeah, every country's not going to be great. Yeah, we got some. Um, yeah, we got some experiences we didn't particularly like in Mauritius and Madagascar. But
How was
over,
Madagascar, man? Whenever I think of Madagascar, I think of that Disney movie. Is it? I mean, is it like that? I don't want to sound ignorant.
um, our experience was it's a dirty city, and
What?
and and what I can't say the name of Antivarino. I think that's the name of the capital where you fly into.
Uh,
It was a dirty city. Um, so I got some driving videos through the city. They're killing chickens on the road and stuff like that. Outside the main city, you get a lot of farmland. We were actually driving in a taxi, and guys were, taking some oxen and some like the oxen down the like walking them down the road, and one got loose and started chasing the dude to the gas station. He was literally chasing him. The guy was running down the road, and the oxen was just running behind him, chasing him. So, but yeah, like I said, it's we got my cousin booked the Airbnb like on top of a hill. Amazing views. However, the views were of dirt roads and hills and farmland,
wow.
right? And actually, to get there, we had to go down an alley, which was only big enough for the car to go through. And you're talking about you're going up hills on these alleyways, and you hear the transmission in this small car working overtime to get us through small alleys of going up the hill. And so we stayed there one night. We got the guy who owned the place to take us outside the immediate area to get us something to eat, and we got the food. It was like a pizza chicken place. We got the food, got it back to the house, and we were eating the pizza. The pizza was tasting funny, like something was going on with the cheese.
Mm.
I had a sandwich that tasted mildly okay. So we didn't eat all of that. So the next day we went into the city. We found a nicer part of the city to go to that had a Radisson hotel. So we said, all right, we just gonna leave the place we're at and just come here. So we canceled the remaining part of our Airbnb and went to the Radisson. We get to the Radisson, they put us on the bottom floor, which wasn't a problem. However, my room was overlooking the pool. So because it's overlooking the pool, the room was full of mosquitoes.
Oh.
So they gave me some mosquito spray. So I'm in there spraying away, spraying all these mosquitoes. So now the room is smelling like mosquito spray. So I said, all right, I'm gonna crack this balcony open so I can clear out some of this mosquito spray now. All right. So I cracked the balcony open, put the curtain over the crack, right? So no more mosquitoes can get in. So I lay on the bed. Next thing I know, I see a cat walking into the balcony into my room. So I had to get up and chase the cat out the room. So now I got to close the balcony. So now I'm in here suffocating with all this mosquito spray. So
uh,
like, things like that, it was like, yeah, you know what? Madagascar probably isn't a place for me. Now, if you like eco tours and things like that, they have a lot of those in Madagascar where you're going out for several days, 3 days, a week, or whatever, and you're going out into the middle of the country and seeing stuff like that. But for me, I'm more of an inner city guy, so that doesn't really excite me to go out and do that stuff, right? A lot of those eco tours end up costing thousands of dollars as well.
yeah, that's their. To be honest, the ecotourism is a huge industry in Africa, as well as certain parts of Central and South America. They can make a lot of money, and yeah, that you got to be careful with those sometimes.
I know in Rwanda they have a tour where you can go out to the see the gorillas or the
Yeah.
apes, and that's like $5,000.
Wow. Yeah, I'm okay. I can just go to the zoo. I'm good. Um.
The crazy thing about it is you talk to a lot of local people, and they tell you about these eco tours. A lot of them aren't impressed by them either. They're like, I get to see all the animals I want on TV, so why am I going to spend money to go out?
Yeah, I mean, we both know those tours are targeting a certain demographic, so it is what it is. But what was your overall impression of doing those 10 countries in Africa? And also, too, if you have any content you want to share, feel free to do that. You could share it. But I'm curious to know, like, what was your overall impression based on those 10 countries? Would you do it again, but another 10 country in Africa, or you just take a break and try something else?
Yeah, I would do it again. I'd go, other places. Uh, like I said, it takes a while to get um, to get the time to save up for something like that, to get the
Yeah.
time off to do something like that. It takes a little bit of time, but and also like I said, the stamina involved with doing something like that. So there's some planning involved with it, but I would do it again. Another 10 countries. Like I
Okay.
said, me and my cousin Blue, we can do something like that. Hopefully, he's not pissed off at me. Spending so much time together, but yeah, we can do something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, I have some videos I can show
Yeah. Yeah.
Madagascar.
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it, man. You got the floor, man. You could just share it on the stream.
Let's see. Let's do. I guess what
Just
screen share.
yeah, screen share and
Let's see.
I mean, I have a lot of content out of South Africa. I mean, I was doing so many videos and taking a lot of pictures. I may just do a podcast just highlighting South Africa, Johannesburg, and Cape Town. I had an amazing time there, man. And it
Let's see.
felt good not able to, to be able to speak English. I didn't need to speak Spanish or anything else. Oh, I see you.
So let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right, here's some videos I've taken in Madagascar driving around. Might take a little bit.
Wait, we can't s-
I sure did.
we can't see the video.
Oh shit. We do something here.
Yeah, it's like I can't see that. I mean, I can see your screen, but I can't see the video you're trying to share.
Okay. Uh, let's do this. Let me do stop sharing real quick and try it again. See video file. It wants to do that. Let's just do share screen. Select window on screen, entire screen. Allow.
Okay.
All right. Can
All
you
right.
see now?
I, I can see you're sharing the screen, but I can't see what. Are you playing the video?
No, I switched. I'm on another tab on my computer. So I'm clicking a
Um,
tab, but I don't know why you're not seeing it.
yeah, still not seeing it.
All
Like
right.
I can see you moving your mouse, but I don't see you clicking over to.
All right. Let's see. Where's the? Oh, don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's all good, man. I mean, like I said, guys, if you want to see the pictures and videos, uh, reach out to him on Facebook, Instagram. He has all the pictures and videos, tons of pictures and videos. But man, I just wanted to say thank you, Marcus, for coming on. And like I said, man, let's talk offline. I would like to definitely promote your business on my website. Just as a friend, I want to definitely do that for you. Um, any closing statement for anyone who's interested in actually becoming a digital nomad as well as traveling through Africa?
As far as digital nomad, like I said, I know a lot of people want to do it. A lot of people want to do it. You just got to be vigilant. Have a plan. Put something together, whether it be certifications. Start looking for remote jobs that you possibly would like to do, and looking at those companies and seeing what they're asking for, so you start having a targeted approach. As far as traveling, like I always advise, it's cool to travel by yourself. Better travel with a partner. When you're doing a long trip like this, things can happen. I was in a situation where, I was traveling with somebody and they got COVID, right? And I
Mm.
would advise this, but I took his COVID test so that he could travel to the next country. So some things happen, and it's good to have somebody to travel with. You have to be flexible. Always looking out for yourself. As I said, always having hopefully somebody that you can call to have your back. Like I said, but nothing wrong with traveling by yourself either. It's just you want to be vigilant, have a plan in place, always have a backup. Like I said, I carry credit cards, a couple travel credit cards, and my debit card. I use my travel cards mostly. Um, A for the points, but B, I've been in situations where you go to an ATM to get money and it doesn't give your debit card back.
Yeah, I experienced that.
Yeah, so now you're stuck for I don't know how long. With no way of getting money. So having a backup, like having a credit card, even having somebody that you can call to send you money, sometimes that can be a lifesaver. So, think you have to start thinking like that if you want to travel by yourself. What is my backup plan should something happen? So, but other than that, like I said, have fun, travel. Be safe. Like I said, don't just travel for the ladies, travel for something else.
Thank you. I'm glad you made that clear. I mean, although I do reference ladies, because again, we're guys, we're single men. We're always curious, but don't let that be your primary reason why you're traveling. Make sure that this country you're going to, you want to experience the people, the culture, see the architecture and everything else. Then get enjoy the icing on the cake. But overall, guys, travel with a sense of purpose. You can make money while traveling, guys, depending on what profession you want to get into. Highly recommend that you get it. You look into project management, Scrum, Cloud. You don't have to be a bona fide programmer to make six figures. You could actually be on the business side as well, or in the project management side. But level up, guys. That's all I have to say. Level up, explore. There's a lot to see and do, especially in Africa. And like I said, hopefully in 2023, I'll be going back to Africa. I'll be hitting up those eastern countries. But this year, I'm going to Thailand. Marcus, I'm heading to Thailand in November, and
Yeah,
I'm doing four cities. We spoke offline. We spoke online. I'm doing four cities. I'm doing 4 days in Chiang Mai, 4 days in Bangkok, 4 days in Phuket, and 4 days in Pattaya. So I'll be literally backpack, moving around. So I don't really got time to sleep in. And
yeah. I did a week. I did a week a couple years ago. I did four, I think 3.5 days in Pattaya, 2 days in Bangkok, and 2 days in Phuket.
how was that when you did that? When you split it in those ways, like two, three, two, two? How was the experience for you?
It was cool. I wish I would have had more time in Bangkok because I actually got a little sick in the first part of the trip. Um, but it's hard when you're doing a short trip like that and you traveling so far because of the time difference.
Hmm.
So I went out during the day one day to do some tourist stuff, run around the city and all that. And I think the time difference kind of messed me up. So I actually lost a day in Bangkok sleeping all day. Um, but I still got to get out. I went to Nana Plaza, saw that, then went to Phuket. I actually went to Phuket and didn't do the James Bond Island, but we did
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Fifi Island. We did Fifi Island. You go out all day on the water. That's an experience. You get wet as hell. You're really out there all day. You almost missed our plane getting back from it. So, yeah, so it's quite an experience. It's fun. Like I said, I'd go back to Thailand. There's a lot of stuff to do in Thailand. A lot of things to see and experience. So I definitely go back, but I was probably spend a little bit more time in certain areas.
So, out of the three cities you went to, which city would you go back for sure and spend more time?
Uh, Probably Bangkok. To be honest with you.
Oh, okay. You're the first person to say that.
Yeah, Patty is nice. But Patty is more like it's just a party city, right?
Yeah.
You get there around about midnight. You go straight to Pattaya. Get there around about 1 in the morning, and you go straight to the club. At least when I was there pre-COVID, go straight to the club. Went to the club. You know, they let out around about 7, so the sun's coming up. You're walking out of the club, going back to the hotel to sleep. That's Pattaya, right? All night party. Bangkok, you can party like that, but it's a little bit more cultural stuff, a little bit more things to see,
Mm.
places to go eat and things like that. So, and Bangkok's a big city, so I would go back there and spend a little bit more time there.
Okay. 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 Well, I know we reached the couple of, we reached the top of the hour, and we both have to work tomorrow. I just wanted to say thank you, man. Like I said, we'll talk offline. I'll definitely, if you want to create a banner where I can actually upload to the website and I can use your link to direct traffic to your site, I'm more than happy to help, man. And
Sure. No
just want to
problem.
say, just want to say thank you, man, for making the time to do this podcast and really educating the brothers about being a digital nomad, but also exploring other places such as Africa. Africa has 54 countries, guys. You don't need to be stuck on stupid on one place. There's many places you could actually travel to, and the flights are very affordable once you're there in the continent. So, with that being said, man, I just want to say thank you, everyone. Um,
Well, real quick, let
right.
me plug my social media and stuff.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Instagram, you get me at Fatboy Travels LLC. That like I said, we're about to start posting on there, so nothing really much on there right now. Twitter, give me at Fatboy Travels 01. They wouldn't let me get Fatboy Travels LLC on Twitter. That was a little bit too long. One character. So Twitter's Fatboy Travels 01. And then my website is fatboy-travels.myshopify.com. There you can get all your t-shirts and accessories and goods and hats. I think the hats are really nice though. They got a nice design for them. So there
And you
you
know
go.
what? I'm gonna definitely get a couple of shirts I can wear in Thailand. So definitely take some pictures out there.
Like I said, your shirt is in the mail. Your shirt and your hat is in the mail right now. So
All right, cool. Thanks, man. I'll make sure to rep it big time, man. And like I said, we'll talk offline. Let's try to put a banner up on my website to direct some traffic to your way. And also, I promoted the website on the Facebook group as well. So, guys, check them out. If you have any questions about learning more what Marcus does, feel free to reach out to him on Facebook Messenger and get the conversation going. We're here to network, guys, and break bread and make this money and travel, see the world, man. And with that being said, thank you guys and good night.